Hey everyone, my name is Peter. Welcome to my transfer targets video. I'll take a look at some of the most popular transfers in and out this week and discuss whether they are good or bad moves to be making. As always, please hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Now let's get into it. CUNHA is the talk of FPL after his biggest haul of the season last week against Fulham. 2 exquisite finishes plus an assist gave CUNHA a massive 16 points in week 12. He's on a particularly hot streak with 7 attacking returns in his last 4 matches, and he's had over 500,000 transfers in this week already as a result. Wolves had a fair bit of luck with the way the game panned out against Fulham though. They were totally outclassed until CUNHA curled in his first of the night. It was a fabulous equaliser to make the score 1-1, but it was very much against the run of play. And it was only 2-1 to Wolves when Anderson went off injured, resulting in Fulham playing the last 20 minutes with 10 men. Wolves created a lot of chances after that, and CUNHA took full advantage, netting his second soon afterwards. His season on the whole has been going very well though. 7 goals and 3 assists in 12 matches is superb, but that's well in excess of his expected goals, which is only 3.13. Although he outperformed his stats last year with 12 goals from 9.49 expected, that was only a small overperformance. This is a huge one. It doesn't feel possible that he'll keep that kind of level up. His 2 goals and 1 assist against Fulham last week came from 0.82 expected goal involvements. That's less than Erling Haaland managed against Spurs, and he blanked. It wasn't long ago that Haaland himself was miles outperforming his stats, and everyone wanted him for his great fixtures, and we all know what happened then. Haaland's returns dropped off, and he now has 12 goals from 11.80 expected, so pretty much as we'd expect. CUNHA's performance will level out too. It may not be instantly, but it will over the course of the season. I'm not saying don't go out and buy him. He's got a great 5 fixtures now before they turn more difficult again. The Leicester and Ipswich matches in week 16 and 17 look particularly great. He'll get chances during that run, but will he continue to curl a beauty into the top corner every game? That's just not going to happen. He'll need better chances to keep performing. I think he'll get enough to be a worthy transfer in this week, but I wouldn't expect his attacking output to be double digits every week either. PEDRO is the second most popular transfer in this week, at a bargain 5.6 million. He made his first start after returning from injury against Bournemouth last week and instantly made an impact, scoring within the first 4 minutes after a great counter-attack. He got a lovely assist from Mitoma in the second half too, before getting an expected rest around the hour mark. So that's 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 90 minutes of football. 0.42 expected goals per 90 and 0.30 expected assists are great stats for any forward, but especially one that has penalties and is among the cheapest out there. He feels totally underpriced at any time in the season, but particularly now that Brighton have a spectacular fixture run for the next 6 games. Southampton, Leicester, Palace, West Ham and Brentford are all towards the bottom of the league when it comes to expected goals conceded, and I could easily see Brighton racking up the goals in a few of those matches. This week, I'd be absolutely prioritising PEDRO over CUNHA, and for that matter, over almost any other player. I rate his chances against the leaky Southampton defence so highly that he's probably my captain this week too. I'm considering Bryan Mbeumo at home to Leicester as a very good alternative, but now, at this point, I'm edging towards PEDRO on that one. If you don't already own him, and there's any forwards in your team you're unsure about for Game Week 13, then PEDRO is the player to get in. With Brighton's fixtures being so good, I'm also a big advocate of doubling up on their attack, with Kaoru Mitoma the obvious choice to go alongside PEDRO. He hasn't reached his peak yet this season, but after his lovely finish against Bournemouth last week, it feels as if that's about to change. Despite Brighton's abundance of attacking options, Mitoma has always been a key player for them. He started 11 out of 12 matches this season, and if he comes off, it's nearly always right at the end of the game. 2 goals and 3 assists so far this season is a slow start, but his record over the last 2 campaigns is exactly 2 goal involvements every 3 matches, which is an excellent level of returns. 0.27 expected goals and 0.18 expected assists per 90 minutes this season is decent enough, so there's a strong indication that more attacking returns are about to come his way again. And we've mentioned how great the next 6 Brighton fixtures are. Southampton at home and Leicester away really stand out, but Palace, West Ham and Brentford have all been struggling to keep the ball out of their own net this season too. Investing in that Brighton attack feels like too good an opportunity to miss, and Mitoma could do really nicely straight away. Bukayo Saka and the Arsenal attack have really upped their game suddenly after putting 3 goals past Forest in Game Week 12 and 5 past Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League in midweek. Saka scored and assisted in both games, but it's the return of Martin Ødegaard from injury that's really helped him. Ødegaard's quality on the ball and ability to pick a pass is drawing defenders towards him, meaning Saka suddenly has a lot more time and space himself. He's been taking full advantage, getting into much better positions and taking on more shots. The fixture run looks good for a while now, beyond just the next 6 games, but with their renewed attacking impetus, I can't see any of West Ham, Manchester United, Fulham, Everton, Palace or Ipswich keeping Arsenal out. With Liverpool playing so well, they know they'll have to avoid dropping any points to catch up, and I don't think they will. Saka will continue to be a key source of goals and assists in the Arsenal front line, and if you can squeeze him in alongside Salah and Palmer in a trio of midfield premiums, I would absolutely recommend it. Antoine Semenyo was past fit to play for Bournemouth against Brighton in week 12 and looked threatening throughout, but luck wasn't on his side as he crashed a shot against the bar in the last minute. He also picked up a yellow card in the first half, meaning he'll be suspended for the match away at Wolves in game week 13. But if you're able to bench him this week, that's what I'd do as opposed to transferring him out. Like Semenyo, Bournemouth were unlucky in this match. It's as simple as that. Going forward, they always create chances, and the fixtures ahead remain very good. Ipswich, West Ham, Manchester United and Palace are all defences that can be got at, and Spurs have been giving up more opportunities recently than they were at the beginning of the season too. 0.33 expected goals and 0.17 expected assists per 90 minutes are good stats, and he's keeping pace with those figures in terms of his output, so it feels a waste of a transfer to move him on if you've got good cover this week. I've noticed that over 100,000 managers have transferred out Chris Wood so far this week after his benching in game week 12. I'm pretty sure that benching was due to the amount of games he's played and the distance he travelled during the international break. 2 games for him in New Zealand and Samoa with some serious distance to cover. He's having an incredible season and will be back in the starting 11 against Ipswich in game week 13. Forest need him up front. I understand transferring him out next week due to the poor fixtures for Forest from game week 14 onwards, but don't panic about him this week and make the move early. He could easily do really well at home to Ipswich. It's about as good a fixture as you get for a forward. It's not a good one to sell him before. That's all for now. Hope you found this video helpful, and as always, please hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and see you for the next one.